Okay, yeah, I wonder, is the afternoon luck better than the morning luck or something? If I can win another game, that would be really, really cool. But it's still very, very hard pairings at this stage of the auto pairing. So, let's see. Let's see. It's always nice to beat an IM or a GM, of course, on a particular day. I think Sicilian, a 2109. Okay. Play maybe, you know, Dragon or something, or should I play a Dragon? Pretty sharp Dragon for fun. Maybe a strange Dragon, maybe with A6 and B5. Nxd4 Dragon, what is it called? Quick A6 and B5. I think it's called something. I think, is it without moving the... It might not even be this. I think it's without moving something, which I can't remember actually. Okay, so Knight D7 and Rook B8 or something. Maybe without casting. No, it's not without casting. I'm going to have to castle into it. But what about H5 here actually? Is that any good? Just to try and get the things closed over here for a sec. And undermine this diagonal. Maybe B4 be handy. Okay. So it's sort of closed over there. Cozy closed. Knight E5 now. And then I can play Knight G4 maybe, if F4. It could carry on the squeezing with F5. Interesting. Can I not castle now? I'll dare it, because he's not opening these lines that quickly, is he? I'll put pressure on that D4 now. Ah, yes, of course. Okay, Knight C4 then. It's not usually that good, is it, to get the B file rather than C file? But I'm hoping this is the exception to the rule, where I can use the B file. The Rook hasn't been on C8 yet anyway, so it can go to B8 in one go. And also there's pressure along the diagonal here. Okay, he gets that bishop, he'll give me B6 to play with. If I want to play E5, it looks terrible. So if I let him take, though, he's got a check coming up. So I think lesser evil, maybe I'll take like this. Give him C4. I've got an excess route here. Maybe the C file is going to be handy. The bishops, I don't know. This is all closed at the moment. It's not too bad. Queen A5, Rook B2, that sort of stuff might be coming up. Queen A5. No, I'm not going to open the lines with something like that. His queen's actually in a very pleasant central position. Ooh, pardon me, Diet Coke. Sorry. Can I just get rid of the queens here and just try and play this ending? Would that be a disaster? If I play Queen B6. Let's see, because the bishop's taking care of D5 a little. If he ever does this, maybe the F file could end up with an isolated pawn and potential weaknesses. If he doesn't exchange queens here, then okay. Actually, you know, B2 could be a problem here with doubling up rooks. Is it that bad for black here? So if I just... Oh, what a pain. He's going to play Rook D6. My illusions are shattered. What a pain. I think I'm going to have to take and go into this horrible nasty pin. Which he hasn't used up yet. So can the bishop reroute now? If it just goes back to A8 here for a sec, and then I can play Rook I can play rook e8 to e6 just to put pressure on e4. What else can I do? Not much. I can take here now. So d6 versus e4. Okay. Actually, I can take on e4, then take on h4. He plays a check and plays rook f8. I can play g5 there. He can take. Maybe something else is more prudent. Just rook e6 here. You can play e5. I can take check. I can take on f6. I think I'll do this. That will slow down his. We don't need to do an exchange of prisoners when I can do it more favourably, as favourable as possible. This exchange of prisoners. Okay. Oh, it's not happening. Oh, no, it is happening. I can take here now. I can take on h4. I can come back to e6. Or I can take on h4 and come back to f4. And then I've got my two running pass pawns. Okay. Can I win that ending? I know many of you think I'm rubbish at endings at the moment. So let's see. Let's see. I've got two connected pass pawns though. So perhaps, you know, I'd be optimistic there. If I take on h4, he takes on d6, I go back to f4, he plays check. No, he can't. I've got the running pass pawns. Okay, I want to just make sure this pawn is he's not gonna have rook f8. Get these guys going. I'm usually better when I've got loads of pass pawns and endings. My end game strength will magically go up a little bit if I've got two connected pass pawns. Now there's c3 as an interesting thing to get a sort of fawn pawn. I think I'm going to use that because if it takes, I eliminate that a pawn. If he doesn't take, I've got that c3 pawn for a mating net, and I can take on f6 as well. So I think I'll do this. Mind you, I've given him two connected pass pawns. Now g3, b4, g2, it looks as though I'm quicker. Even with my limited ending skills, I think g2 and rook f1 is very, very promising here. Have I got this in the bag? Yes! Yes! 2317, we're crawling up here on the auto pairing. A sort of mixture of the Sicilian dragon and Najdorf, and he closed up the king side, and I had to make use of the b file, and I even grovelled with the queens off, and he had a weak f6 pawn, which also two connected pass pawns. Comments or questions on YouTube? Thanks very much.